students. So today, November 15th, I will be gone. I will be at a meeting, so you will have a substitute teacher. I wanted to film this video for you guys so you know exactly what to do because we didn't have enough time to talk about how to do the delineating argument worksheets A through C. Just to let you guys know, all of these worksheets came from Engage New York's Evidence-Based Argumentation Strategies by Odell Education. So I am using their ideas to help you guys learn better writing and reading strategies to prepare you for your argumentative essay on Friday. Just a few reminders. You do need to complete the definitions here, the terms for evidence-based argumentation. If you did not have a chance to finish those terms, I did upload the definitions we came up with together as a class. I uploaded those onto our shared Google folder. Also, you will have to work on your WPW number 5 assignment, the options 1 through 8 on Canvas. Make sure you submit those by midnight tonight, and make sure you complete the practice quiz as well. I have a very happy announcement that many of you guys will be very excited to hear. You will not have a WPW test on Wednesday. I was supposed to tell all of my classes. I forgot to do that. I'm very sorry. I'm sure many of you guys studied last night, right? Yes. So make sure that you study for the week after when we come back from Thanksgiving. So Wednesday, November 30th is the new date for your WPW number 5 test. So make sure you study those 25 word parts, Latin and Greek roots, the sample words, their definitions, and whether they're a suffix, a prefix, or a root. So make sure you study all of those details and be ready for your test when we come back from Thanksgiving. The reason why I decided to postpone the test is because I want you guys to have enough time this week to prepare and to really understand all of the resources, all 6 resources and infographics, so that by the time you do your argumentative essay this Friday, you'll be prepared and you'll have enough evidence to support your claims. All right, let's get started. So for today, I would like for you to complete the Delineating Arguments worksheet for Resource A, Resource B, and the Forming Evidence-Based Claims for Resource C. You have already annotated resources A, B, and C throughout the weekend and for homework last night, so you should already be able to pick and choose, in your opinion, what are the best claims and the best pieces of evidence from texts. The first text was from the Los Angeles Times called Teenage Social Butterflies May Not Be Such a Bad Idea. The second resource, Resource B, was Antisocial Networking, published in the New York Times. And the third one was a study published in the Journal of Technology Research called Use of Social Media by College Students, Relationship to Communication and Self-Concept. And we discussed yesterday that you did not have to annotate every single page because it's a 14-page study, but I did indicate which parts you should definitely annotate, and if you didn't catch that, that's also uploaded in the folder that we shared with the whole class. All right? Okay, so now let's get to the details. Delineating arguments for Resource A. For this worksheet, you do need to have your evidence-based argumentation terms worksheet completely filled out because you do need to know what these words actually mean to fill out the boxes. For issue, I would like for you guys to think about what is the issue of the text. This is the first text about social butterflies that was published in the Los Angeles Times. An issue is an important aspect of human society for which there are many different opinions about what to think or do. Many issues can be framed as a problem-based question. So if you would like to do, you can either write it as a topic, a few words, or you could write it as a question. What is the issue that this article by the Los Angeles Times is exploring? Write that down in the box. The next box is perspective. And this is definitely the author's perspective because you're looking at this text, not your perspective. Remember, your perspective comes in when you write your argumentative essays on Friday. We're merely looking at the author's perspective in this case. So what perspective does the author hold? How does he or she understand and view the issue based on his or her current relationship to it and analysis of the issue? And next is the position. The position is someone's stance. So what is the author's claim? What is Melissa Healy saying about social media butterflies? All right. Please make sure to complete these boxes as thoroughly as possible. Don't just try to quickly complete them just for the sake of completing. I want you guys to use this tool as a way to really unpack and understand the text and understand its purpose so that you can use it effectively as evidence when you back up your claims in your argumentative papers on Friday. Next, you'll see that there are 3 boxes about the premise or the claim, and there's 3 boxes because I would like for you guys to look throughout the whole article and find 3 main claims. What 3 main claims does the author present? Remember, a claim is a conclusion about the topic or idea. Right? So usually when journalists write articles, they don't just make regular personal claims about their opinions. That would be an editorial piece. This one was well researched, and this journalist wanted to inform and report to the public. So they probably used a lot of information and evidence gained from data, statistics, interviews, experts' opinions, etc., to back up their claims, right? So I would like for you to look at the article and find 3 important, significant claims that the author makes. And remember, these are separate claims. You cannot just repeat the same claim over and over and again. Okay, there are actually multiple claims put forth in this article. You just need to write 3 down. After you put the claim in that first top part of the box, I want you to find supporting evidence. And in this situation, you are allowed to write it word for word in quotation marks. So you can take direct quotes from the article. So what pieces of evidence does the author, Melissa Healy, incorporate in her article to back up her claim 1, to back up claim 2, and back up claim 3? And after you complete this, you are now done with the first worksheet for Resource A. Now let's move on to Resource B. For Resource B, you are essentially doing the same exact thing. Resource B was Antisocial Networking by Hilary Stout, published in the New York Times. For this worksheet, you are to do the same 3 boxes: issue, perspective, and position. And instead of doing 3 claims or premises, you're doing 4 claims. So you have to find 4 different claims, 4 arguments that the author is making, and you have to be able to write down the direct quotes from the article that back up those 4 separate claims. So that's it for Resource B. Pretty straightforward, right? It's just like Resource A. Now let's move on to Resource C, and that's a little bit different. In Resource A and B, what you did was you found claims and you found the supporting evidence that backed up those claims. However, for Resource C, I want you guys to do something further with the text. Since this is a university study that was published in a journal called Journal of Technology Research, I want you to dive deeper. I want you to go ahead and not just look for comprehension and for understanding, but I want you to even go into judgment and evaluation. I want you to analyze if those details are strong enough, if they justify the claims, and if those details will help you answer a question that you have about the text. So in the very top box, you'll see a question I have about the text. I chose this particular worksheet for Resource C because I know that articles and research studies that look like Resource C are probably unfamiliar to most of you. So I want you guys to start asking questions about this type of text. So write a question you have about the text, about the content of the text, about the conclusions made about the text, any question you have about the text. Write it in the very top box. Then, to find out details to answer your question about the text, you're going to search for those details in the study. So you must read the text closely and mark words and phrases that help you answer your question. For example, you're going to find 3 details. And you can even reference the page number as well in the parentheses provided. Select words or phrases from your search that you think are the most important for answering your question that you wrote on the very top of the worksheet. Then write the reference next to each detail. In this situation, the reference is simply the page number. Next, I want you to talk about what you think about the detail. Do you believe that the details have connections between them? Do you believe that the details sufficiently provide enough background and enough support for that detail? Do you believe that the details sufficiently provide enough information to help you answer the question? Are the details related to each other in some way, shape, or form? How do they build upon each other? Next, in the 4th row, you're going to write how the details are connected. Explain how those 3 details that you wrote down, based on what you think about those 3 details, are now connected to each other. And finally, make a claim about the text. Do you believe that the text sufficiently answers your question? Do you believe that the text sufficiently explores the topic or the issue? Why or why not? This type of worksheet is more evaluative. So instead of just writing down information that you read, because it's pretty straightforward, you're going to be writing about how you think the details work together, and if the study has answered any of the questions you have about the topic of social networks and how it affects our communication with each other. You're going to be using these resource pages and these delineating argument pages and worksheets to help you outline and brainstorm for your argumentative essay that you'll be writing in class on Friday. So that's why we're doing this, because there's a purpose behind everything. All right, thanks students. Thanks for listening in. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. You will need to complete all 3 worksheets by tomorrow, Wednesday, November 16th. You will need to complete the options 1 through 8 activity and the WPW practice quiz on Canvas submitted by midnight tonight. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks and see you tomorrow.